Jay Bezel in the building, man.
You already know, man.
He on an untold interview. This is real legendary stuff right here, man. We're gonna start from the beginning. How you come up with your name, Jay Bezel?
Damn, you asking me some shit. Long time ago. How did I come up with it? My name used to be something else. I forget what it was. Kilogram, I think.
Kilogram?
Yeah, Kilogram. Or whatever. And I rapped with my cousin. He changed his name too. His name was Magnus. This was like when cannabis was whatever. So niggas was on that shit.
Right.
Or whatever. But I just wanted a name always like sort of like you know how a nigga could play off a couple names. Like, all right, you say Jadakiss. Right. Some niggas say Jada, some niggas say Kiss, some niggas say. So I wanted something like that where niggas call me, you know what I mean? Like Gilly the Kid, G the Kid, whatever.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted, and I just went with the Bezel shit, man.
So is your first name like it start with a J?
No, actually, I ain't got a middle name, so I'm the third. So they called my grandpa by his first name, my pop Junior, and they called me JR. So everybody called me JR, and then motherfuckers start shortening it to J. So that's where the J come from.
Jay Bezel. Now, what part of the city you from?
Huntington Park.
Huntington Park.
Yeah,
Okay.
12th and Luzerne.
Okay, so like coming up in Philly, did you start like where the battling like on the corners?
No, not really. Like motherfuckers, I used to just rap. We did like do battles, like but it was more like ciphers. I mean, I guess niggas would call it battles. Like Your Money. Like I ain't sure if you familiar with Your Money from Philly.
Okay.
And like Dun Did It. And
I heard of Dun Did It.
Yeah,
okay.
So like we all used to just be running around the neighborhoods. Like I was back 25th and Allegheny. We used to just always, you know what I mean? Me and George started off battling each other. Then we used to just go around doing ciphers. Like
now what year? Like now what year is that?
Shit, this was like in the 90s.
Ooh.
Yeah, this was like in the 90s.
What school you used to go to?
What, high school?
High school.
I went to Northeast and then got kicked out and went to Lincoln, graduated.
Okay. Lincoln was...
Yeah, I was the nigga. Like anybody who went to Lincoln knew. Rap-wise, I was that nigga, man. To fuck niggas up, man.
Yeah. I used to go to King and we used to go up to Lincoln and stuff, man, with the little rap battles, man.
Yeah. Niggas, that's crazy because it got so crazy. Niggas, multiple schools used to come up. And every time they came up, they was coming up like, yo, we heard it's some nigga named such and such. They was looking for me, man. I said, oh, shit. So I got the reputation like, yeah, he the nigga in the school that's fucking everybody up. So niggas used to come up from other schools just to battle.
So how did you end up, well, when did you meet, was that Dipset?
This was like 03.
03, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And give us a backdrop of that.
So if you niggas who don't know, I used to be in a group, All Pro Entertainment. Y'all probably know the shit is 8 Game. So me and my cousin Casino started that shit with a nigga named Ready Rock.
Okay.
So it was me, Casino, and Ready Rock, and we was All Pro Entertainment. So actually they the ones who met Juelz, Jim, all of that shit. So one time we went up New York, niggas had to use my phone to call or whatever. So I had the number like all that time. Probably a couple months went by, probably like 2 months. And we was in the studio. I asked, yo, whatever happened with them Dipset niggas? Like they listen to the mix. I don't, man, fuck them niggas. They bullshit or whatever. So I'm like, did they ever listen to the mixtapes? They're like, man, we don't fucking know. I'm like, well, if they ain't never listened to the mixtapes, they never heard me. So I called this nigga Juelz number. He ain't pick up. Answer machine came on. I just started dumping. Left my name, my number. called me back like a couple months later.
So what you mean by dumping?
Like spitting.
On his voicemail?
Yeah. Probably like 64 bars or something. I just, it was some shit like that.
So, all right. So, now what year is that?
This was 03.
03.
Yeah.
03. Okay. And you spit it for Juelz on his voicemail. He called you back in a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what was that conversation?
So actually, me, Casino, and Ready Rock, we was going down Atlanta that day that I talked to Juelz. We was going down Atlanta for some meetings, and my baby mom actually had called me in the morning and was like, yo, somebody called here like 3 in the morning. They said they was the president of Diplomat Records or the vice president. His name was Juelz Santana. So I'm like, man, that's Casino already rock bullshitting around, man. I ain't really think it was that nigga. And I called Casino and they like, nah, we ain't fucking call. And so I'm like, they like, call the nigga, see what he want. So I called him. He was like just waking up. I told him it was me. Like, yo, can I call you right back? Called me back in like 15 minutes. And he was asking me questions like, yo, who you fuck with? I'm like, I don't fuck with nobody. What you mean? Because I'm thinking he talking about label or whatever. So he like, who you fuck with? I'm like, I don't fuck with nobody. He like, and I told him I had some meetings down Atlanta. He like, man, I need to meet you before you go to these meetings, bro. Like, anyway, you come to New York. So me, Casino, Ready Rock, and B.O., we rode up to New York. We met Juelz on the West Side Highway or whatever.
Wow. Just like that. And, once you met up with him, what was the, the plans for you?
Well, initially when I met him, see, he didn't know or whatever. I ain't found out till later. He didn't know that I fuck with Casino and Ready Rock. So he was shocked because he had been like curving these niggas, like, or whatever. And they was the only ones that met him. But, you know what I mean? He had made up some excuse like he had to go to Atlanta for the BET Awards or some shit. And I'm like, oh, well, the fuck? I just told this nigga I was going down Atlanta. So if it was all that, he could have just met up with me down there. So initially, like starting off, it was like kind of rocky, but you know what I'm saying? We got it together. He had his brother calling me, and then he was calling me. He was like, yo, don't sign nothing when you go down there. I need to really meet with you beforehand, like before you do anything. So that's what it was.
Now, what level was this Juelz Santana? Was it the Dipset anthem Juelz when he first came out, or a little further down?
I'm trying to think. So he had because I went on his promo tour for his first album, From Me to You. So this was around that time when he had first dropped his first album. I'm not sure if he had what came first, but I know that first album because I was on that promo tour.
So he just put you straight from Philly straight on the road with him?
Well, yeah, he was going on the road to do the promo tour. So he like, yo, I'm doing the promo tour. Like, you want to come along? I'm like, all right. And then with the promo tour, I got kind of to see what on the road was like, you know what I'm saying? So, and did radio stations. Really, I played the back, but he was doing radio promo. I played the back a lot with that one. Really ain't really get in full force to the second album.
Okay.
And then when we did the promos for that, that's when I was spitting and shit like that.
Now, at that time, did Juelz, did he have? He didn't have Skull Gang. That was Jim, right?
No. Skull Gang, that's Juelz shit.
Juelz. Okay.
Yeah.
So that around that time, he's just bringing that whole movement out, and you're a part of that movement at that moment.
Well, at that time, when we first started out, it really wasn't no talks of Skull Gang or whatever. That came like later. So probably 03, we just was recording, you know what I mean? It really wasn't no talks or nothing. But I guess after he dropped his second album, that's when the talks of him starting his own, you know what I mean, his own situation, which was the Skull Gang shit. So it was like me, Uncasa, Rick Rose, Richmond Rap, Star, SAS was around, you know what I mean? So that's what supposed to have been Skull Gang.
Was there any paperwork involved as far as being signed?
Paperwork got talked about, but it was like towards the end when I was stepping off
Okay,
or
okay.
whatever.
So you're on Certified Gangster. So how did that become?
All right, Certified Gangster came about. I ain't even want to do Certified Gangster, which was crazy. Me and Juelz went down. I think it was Sony. Jim was in there, Cam was in there, and Jim had the Certified Gangster beat playing, and he had his first verse on there or whatever. Cam was writing a verse for it, and then I asked Jim because I ain't have nothing with Cam at the time. I had shit with Jim, I had shit with Juelz. I ain't had nothing with Cam, so I'm like, "Yo, Jim, let me get a verse on this." Jim was like, "Cam, you know, writing this verse, and I'm doing my second verse already." He like, "But you could do the hook." Originally, I'm like, "Man, I ain't doing no fucking hook." But then it was like I sat in the corner. I'm like, "You ain't got shit with Cam, bro. Just do the shit." So I did the shit, came up with the hook in like 5-10 minutes. We left the studio probably like 6 in the morning. This shit old, so I don't give a fuck. I can say this shit. Cam was fucking with a radio personality from Hot 97. So she was in the studio that night or whatever. And so we did the record. We left like 6 in the morning. Her radio show was like 3 in the afternoon. So me and Juelz, we went to sleep or whatever. When we woke up, and we woke up probably like 12, 1, whatever. We get dressed, all that shit. So we riding over to the city. We got Hot 97 on. And Shorty, who was in the joint when our radio show came on, she like, new Jim Jones, Cameron, Bezel. I was saying, what the fuck? I just did this shit last night. That was like my first introduction. I'm like, yo, that's crazy, bro.
Certified Gangster was all over the world, man. And far as the visual, didn't see you in the video.